Good evening and welcome to the SRL TCR Round 2, live from Magny Cours in France. I'm James Parfitt and I'm going to be here guiding you through all the action this evening. Once again, live on the SRL YouTube channel and the JPB YouTube channel. So welcome in if you are here. Karen Hailwood, much love. Hope you're well. Hey, you too. And Toxic Munchkin there with the easy term of let's have it. So hopefully we will be in for what will only be an absolute classic race here with 30 cars on the racetrack. I know that I've just seen a message from Stuart Gibbons. He's not going to be racing tonight. His back has gone pop. He did register for the race by mistake. So that's down. It takes us to 30 cars overall here. And we've got a mixture of Hyundais, Audis and Hondas currently in this race. So stay tuned for this one. It is going to be nothing short of incredible, I think, and it's one that we are going to be, well, excited about because I've never been here before. So it's going to be an interesting one, I think, for these drivers. I've not broadcast from here before, so first time for me, so let's see how they get on as well, but we will bring you up the current championship standings. After one round, we've got Navid Hussain is in first place on 60 points. Dan Mould second on 53. Sam Smith in third on 48. Arthur Ferdle in fourth on 41. Scott Malcolm on 40 in fifth. Fraser Garrity on 37. Alan McCann on 35. Neil Stevenson 33. John Brown 29. Roger Morton 27. Gary Craig on 26. Jay Corley on 24. Carl Hardy 22. JB Deju on 21. Christoph Malinowski on 20. Mark Draper 19, J.M. Gomez on 17, Derek Grauver down on 16 points. And beyond that, we've got Stephen Fry on 13, Ben Denyer on 12, Chris Barnes on 11, Mark Brown on 10, Kevin Eilert 9, Ryan Dudley 9, Craig Waters on 9, Alan Brown 8, Carl Fleet 8, and Stuart Gibbons is obviously not going to be making any improvements and is down on 7 points there at the bottom. But I think we're in for what can only be absolutely an epic race. You keep going to call me monkey, right? Do you want to know the reason for that, right? A long time ago, back along before I started doing commentary, I used to do streaming, and used to stream on Twitch every week, solidly. And there was a guy I used to know who was always called Toxic Monkey, and when I see your name, that's instantly what I go to call you, and then I have to realise. Actually, it's called Toxic Munchkin, and I have to correct myself. So that's, if you're wondering why, that's why, all right? But that is why you get called Toxic Monkeys, because I used to know a guy a long time ago who was called Toxic Monkey. But I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's jump in the cockpit with Steve Hailwood, and we have a look at a lap around Magny Cours in a TCR. 5th gear here going around turn 1. Which is 1 and 2 together before we go on this long run, which is aptly named SRL turn 3, leading us all the way round for this long run down what is known as Gulf Straight, and then we come down into the Adelaide hairpin at the base of this run. So we are going to be on their way down there now. They are going around in about 1:48, 1:49.99 is the best time for Steve as he goes around Adelaide hairpin, and then we go up through turn 6, which is the left-right section of this corner, and then we go into turn 7 there, 8 here, and then we go round 180 degrees is called a turn, which is turn 9. Ooh, and then off we go up through 10, through 11, which is the left-hander, and then we're going to be coming round the right-hander of 12 and 13. There's 12. Here's 13. We're going to sweep to the left-hand side, then on the brakes hard for turn 14. And then we're going to be running down now, all the way down this straight into a very tight right-hander at the base, which is good, turn 15. So it's going to be on the brakes around about the 100 board. Turn 15's here, and then we're going to go around 16 and 17, which is this chicane. Oh, over the curb. Now I have driven a lap round Magny Cours, and it's an interesting circuit. I've got to be honest. Steve Howard goes across the line there. Last time out at 150.22. Now, it is an interesting circuit to drive. And I think that's going to be what these guys have got to sort of rely on is you can make mistakes and you can do it quite easily. And I think this is what they're going to have to be careful from, you know what I mean? You can see there the lap times, 149 717 from Gary Craig up front at the moment. And my first protest against me yesterday, some right egos on this game, probably have another 3 from today. I'll let you off. Thank you very much. Yeah, I do love it when people protest. But the thing I love as well is more than that, is when you get the email that says you've been protested against. You turn around and go, well, can I put in a defence and see the evidence? And they go, no. And you're like, oh, okay. And then you're guilty. It's like, you know, like, bit of an option, but no, you're just guilty after that, and then that's it. There's nothing you can do from that point onwards, really. It's like, well, tough. So, oh, thanks very much. Bruce McKenzie, hello. Good evening. How are you? Hope you're well. Hope you're having fun, Bruce. Thank you so much for joining us here this evening for this epic evening of racing from Magny Cours. Last time out, Navid Hussain did win both races. Arthur Fertile was first in second. Sam Smart was third in race 1, and then in race 2 it was Hussain, Mould and Malcolm were your top 3. Don't forget we've got 2 races this evening. Race 1 is 20 minutes. That's determined by qualified. Race 2 is a top 20 invert. So the first place goes all the way down to 20th. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. That's going to be incredible. Yeah, I was asking Dudley and my other friend, and they informed me I can't appeal. No. No, you can't. It's just, you're guilty, you've done the crime, it's your punishment. And I presume if that's your first one, Toxic, that you got let off with a warning, did you? I'm going to presume that. Like, you got a warning, you didn't get a full, you know, week's ban or anything like that. So, as long as you just got away with a nice little warning, that's all that matters. I like to get my excuses out now. I only bought the track today and I've not driven a TCR car for about 6 months. Right, says Daniel Sedgley. Well, I don't know, Dan. I don't know if I can accept that excuse, to be honest with you. I think that, you know, I need more. I need more. If I could drive a TCR around it, and you know, I'm doing this Monday League, I know, right? And I'm you know, not the fastest. I've got 2 speed demons in Morgan and Jake in my team. Well, I'm in their team, let's just put it that way. And I'm filling out the gap, right? A tweet went out from the community saying, you know, Morgan Burkhart, the champion, Jake Cranstone is wingman, and then they didn't say nothing about me. They just put my name in the list, and I was like, well, I guess I'm just the third wheel. I'm just the water boy. You know what I mean? I just bring them drinks and clean their boots every now and then. So I know how you feel, Dan, but, you know, this should be a good one, mate. Come and get involved. It should be good. Dudley got the track 20 minutes ago. Dudley for top 15. Yeah, maybe. Oh, dear. No, I got this track when it come out because I knew there was going to be a series that's going to run it. And then I ran this the other day. Mind you, I did finish second. So I'm proud of myself. I finished second in the Audi. Because that's all I drive at the moment, because I have to, because I can't drive anything else, because obviously I drive the Audi on a Monday. So I have to drive the Audi. So I was out in the Audi giving it a good old go, and it wasn't I don't find the greatest of tracks. I'm used to TCRs that like Brands, Alton, Donington, you know, the good, great British circuits, because I grew up, you know, with 90s TCRs, you know, Alpha 155, Overall Estates, and the Vauxhalls, and all of that, and then you're bringing a TCR around a circuit like Magny Cours. It just doesn't float my boat, shall we say. But I think these guys are going to be, well, these are a lot better than me, so, you know, hopefully they'll go out and smash it. But, yeah, I'm not a lover of a circuit. Being weird watching instead of racing. Why aren't you here, Mr. Garrity? Oh, Fraser. Why aren't you here? What's the problem? Tell me and I'll see if I can help you. What's the issue? We haven't got Fraser Garrity on track tonight. Don't forget, we have just done the 2 broadcasts over on the JPB YouTube channel of the AMs and the pros from the Radical Sim Racing League. They were 2 great epic races. It's a bit of a rush for me on a Friday because then I come straight into this one, and I love TCRs. Last time out of the Red Bull Ring was literally insane. There was like 35 cars or 36 cars. We haven't got that as many as that here tonight, but we still, we still got a good 30 cars on track. I haven't got the track. New job payday new job payday until isn't until the end of the month. Ah, okay, I got you. What, next month? February? Wow. I've been on Monza in the Cadillac and Silverstone in the Ferrari GT3 all day on beat. Oh, nice. The Cadillac. Oh, that's a different car choice that I wouldn't expect. But Dan Mould is flying along nicely currently. He's got a purple in that sector. There is Dan. So we've got 7 minutes of quali. It is closed quali, so if you're wondering why they are only going around one by one. What are you doing, Fraser? Anything good? What are you doing? I have taken the plunge, and I do leave my job at the end of the month to do this full time, which, to be fair, since doing this full time, there's a lot that's happened that's for the greater good. So maybe taking that plunge has helped. So there we go. But Gary Craig is purple in sectors 1 and 2 at the moment in the little Hyundai Veloster. I still can't pronounce that. Just pest control. Oh, okay. Does it? I've got what, like cockroaches and stuff, Fraser? I think that's an interesting thing. Beats the front-wheel drive Kia, but the Caddy's like a London bus. Yeah, I think I own both of them. I'm not quite sure why I own both of them, but I think I own both of them. Gary comes across the line on a 1:49.93. Carl Hardy puts the time in on a 1:50.04. J.M. Gomez on a 1:51.03. So the time's coming in thick and fast. Roger Morton is another man that's putting times across the board. Alan McCann, Arthur Fertel, Andy Littler, Niels Payne, John Brown. They're all coming in quick. So there you go. They're both free. Oh, that could be why I've got both of them. Rats and went from self-employed to employed by somebody. Oh, why did you do that? Did it not work out, Fraser? Did it not work? But the way I look at it, mate, is you had a go. You took the plunge, which is more than most people. So at the end of the day, we've both taken plunges now in our life. And yeah, I've taken the plunge and gone full time doing this. And since then, well, a lot's happened. Could be off to Sweden this month, Rome, Berlin and Chicago. All by the end of the year. That would be absolutely amazing. We're just working on plans for that to happen. Recession, failure, COVID, another thing. But then again, I suppose with COVID, you can go in and do a little bit of pest control, can't you? Does it work like that? Derek Craver, J.M. Gomez, Carl Hardy is in 4th here. So, yeah, so hopefully if all of them things come off, I could be off around parts of the world I've never seen before. So that should be exciting. But however, I am going to Bedfordshire on Saturday for a media day up at iLounge Racing. So if you're around and you want to come and get yourself on camera for some media work, come and have a go. Up at iLoungeRacing.co.uk. Check it out. It's amazing. Radical community. He sells sim rigs and hi-fi systems that are worth absolutely fortunes. He does. So there we go. I'm heading up there this Saturday, next Saturday. Derek Craver's just jumped up as well from the Blade Designs livery. Michael Seal, Niels Peen, Andy Littler, Daniel Sedgley in 9th. He said he's going to get his excuses in now, but he's in the Audi and he's up in 6th place. So, you know, I think when you're quick in one car, you're just quick in everything, which makes me absolute sick because I have to work my butt off to get quick in any car, and these guys can actually do it. It's Jay Corley's all the way down in 14th place now. So there we go. I'm hoping that my trading paints has managed to keep up with everything. So hopefully that will kick in. I know it does have a little bit of a mare going from one race to another. But look, Fraser, I feel your pain, mate. You had a go, and that's all that matters. You know what I mean? Come and join me in the commentary booth. Come and say hello. Well, you can come and guide me through. I'll share my screen. You can come and have a chat with me. Get your name out there, Fraser, in a different way. Craig's flying. He is. Gary Craig is at 1:49.72 at the moment. He's absolutely flying along. So maybe on the second race. All right, mate. You sit back, we're on the top 20 reverse where it just goes absolutely mental. Thanks, mate. No support on a nice straightforward first race. Gary Craig again, 1:49.715, improving. Derek Crowther here. He's got greens across turn 1 and 2. This is coming round turn 16 and then into 17. Now, I've been told if I want to drive a TCR, the Hyundais are the best ones. I've never driven them, so that's what I've been told. Niels Peen is down in 10th place currently. He's just coming across the line. Steve Halewood started sprightly. He's down in 19th at the moment. Al Brown down in 24th. JB Deju 15th. Ryan Dudley is in 23rd place at the moment. As you can see, my trading paints just kicks in and everything goes crazy. Jay Corley is another one down in 17th. Richard White 27th, Mark Draper 8th. The times are coming in thick and fast. Scott Malcolm is down in 23rd, is improving. So, yeah, Fraser. Oh, yeah, he says, I'll come and jump in the second one, James, when everything's gone off big style. And I'll support you for that. JM Gomez here as well. I wonder if that's Jose Marie Gomez. I'm just guessing because it just says JM. His name says JM as well in iRacing. So I wonder if that is Jose Marie. Maybe. Or Jose something or other, possibly. But then again, it's like JB Deju as well. I wonder if JB might be Jose. Maybe. Who knows? Jay Corley there. Good old Jay. He was the subject of a YouTube short due to Okayama Media Day. Unfortunately, he was spinning, as I put it on the thing, spinning more times than Kylie Minogue. So I did put a little YouTube short out with Kylie Minogue music. I'm spinning around over Jay Corley's spin. But he took it in all good spirits, and it was quite funny. Well, I think it was funny, but then again, you know, hey, that's my job. So, you know, got to make it interesting as we go into the last 16 seconds of qualifying. Steve Howard still out on track. So is Dan Mould. I think they're just trying to get as much time in. I think Dan's actually stopped. He's trying to get the start. Do you know, I only realised the other day, right, that the Audi doesn't have a clutch. So I'm hoping Dan Sedgley is aware that the Audi doesn't have a clutch. Otherwise, he's going to try and clutch that thing, and he's going to end up jumping the start. So if anybody's around and is next to Dan Sedgley, please tell him it doesn't have a clutch. Gary Craig in first place, Arthur Ferdle in second, Dan Mould third, Mark Draper fourth, Sam Smith fifth, Carl Hardy sixth, JM Gomez seventh, Alan McCann eighth, Callum Garton ninth, Neil Stevenson 10th, Daniel Sedgley 11th, Niels Peen is down in 13th place. Jay Corley there in 13th, Michael Seal 14th, John Brown 15th, Derek Crowther 16th, JB Deju 17th, Chris Barnes 18th, Kevin Aylett 19th, Ryan Dudley 20th, Roger Morton 21st, Steve Howard 22nd, Scott Malcolm 23rd, and Richard White down in 24th place. And beyond that, Craig Waters 25th, Al Brown 26th, Andrew Littless 27th, Carl Fleet 28th, Duncan Moraes 29th, Stuart Gibbons is not here, and Elliot James is in 31st place. So be prepared for what can only be epic evening of racing. I found out just before quali, I have no idea how to start it. Right, press the brake, get it up to about 20%, and then release the brake and feather the throttle. That's what I did, all right? And you should be able to get grip in the second part of that stage. So there you go, Dan. I'm hoping that, so brake, 20%, and then when the lights drop, lift the brake, apply more of the throttle, and it should catch on. All right. I'm hoping that works for you, Dan. If it doesn't, I'm so sorry. Robert Stock, come on, Barnesy. Yeah, Barnsley's down in 18th place at the moment. But Gary Craig is up front. So here we go. We're ready for qualifying. Lights are going to be coming on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And away we go. Gary Craig leading us off with Arthur Furt with second. Dan Mould in third. Mark Draper fourth. There we are, the SRL boys of Arthur Furt, Dan Mould, Mark Draper leading away. There's been some movement. You can see them off. Oh, they're off at the background. Oh, there's a lot of in the middle. JM Gomez there getting all him mixed up as well. There's a lot going on in the early stages of Magny Cours. They're all off the outside circuit. Boys, black stuff. Black stuff. Keep it on the black stuff. There's a lot going on here as well. There is a Spiral by Result car in that mix as well. So they're fighting their way through. But Gary Craig is currently leading the way out in front. JM Gomez is second back there as well. And there's all types of action. Scott Malcolm's gone to the pits. Kevin Eilert, Steve Halewood have also been involved in a little ta-ta-ta, but they seem to have got away safely, as has Duncan Moraes. So at the moment, everybody, touch wood boys and ladies, is through cleanly, but it has been a bit of a manic one here at Magny Cours, where it is Gary Craig leading away with Arthur Ferdle, Dan Mould, Mark Draper, Carl Hardy, Sam Smith, Alan McCann, Callum Regar and Daniel Sedgley there as well. Sedgley's up 2 places. He got it off the line. Good boy, Daniel Sedgley. I hope my tip worked. If that was due to me, if you get it any further, Dan, you can just say thank you. It's fun, honestly. So Dan Sedgley there got it off the line, up 2 places in that Audi. So well done to him. Arthur Ferdle in second place. He does have Dan Mould behind him. Arthur in the Honda, Dan Mould in the Hyundai. Boys from SRL. So the Hyundai Elantra and the Honda with Mark Draper is behind him there as well. Mark is in the Audi, so they've got a mixture of the 3 cars there. Fertel, Mould, Draper, Carl Hardy pushed up behind him as well. And then we've got Jay Corley here. He's battling away with John Brown. So there is Jay. He's trying to get onto the back of Dan Sedgley, not getting him at the moment. Sam Smith has just made that move past Carl Hardy. Arthur Ferdle has still got Dan Mould tucked up behind him, as JB Dijou as well, with JM Gomez right behind that, Michael Seal, Chris Barnes, Kevin Aylett. Neil Stevenson is looking at making the move past Kev Eilert. So hopefully they will be having a little bit of a battle there, Neil Stevenson and Chris Barnes. So he's past Kevin Eilert and he's got his way through currently at the moment. JB Dijou, there's been an accident. Oh, JB Dijou has just decided I'm going to go on the grass cutting, saving the guys a job at the Magny Cours circuit. But Gary Craig is away. Dan Mould, Mark Draper, Arthur Ferdle. Arthur's gone down 2 positions. There's door rubbing there as well. Sam Smith getting in the mix. He's trying to get himself involved, and then Carl Hardy, McCann, Reed Garton and Sedgley behind that. Sedgley's at the back of the pack, currently in 9th place. Not bad for a man in the Audi who hasn't driven a TCR for absolutely ages. Oh, there was a big shunt there. Big shunt. Sedgley's now up into 7th. Reed Garton is down in 9th. Oh, Sedgley got a slide on. He's now still in 7th place, up 4. Mark Draper battling away here with Fertel. Turtle in the Honda. Then we've got Draper behind him, and then we've got the other cars behind that. John Brown in the mix as well. JM Gomez has just absolutely sent it on Derek Crowther. Duncan Moraes there is in the mix as well. And then Richard White, he's just looking at making a move past Andy Littler. So Richard there as well. Littler down in 7th place. Chris Barnes is straight into the pits. It'd be interesting to know what happened. He missed his pit box, whatever was going on. But Carl Hardy has got Dan Sedgley behind him. Sedgley in the Audi. He has been in chat as well. Why does this have to be on a Friday night? Would so race TCR PS replays your friend today? Well, we're going to find out. Robert, I haven't looked. I haven't taken the chance yet. Because there's just been so much going on. I've not had time to go back. But Jay Corley's under pressure as well. Looks like he's just lost a position to John Brown. So unfortunately for him, he's just got down. JM Gomez has got Niels Payne in front of him as well. And then further down, we've got this lovely battle with Littler and Roger Morton. The guys from Results Clothing are down in 25th and 26th place currently at the moment. Now, we're going to hopefully things are going to settle down a little bit. I'm going to try and pick out where that big incident was. Here it was here. So we're going to hope now that replays are my friend. So here we go. JB Deju on the left-hand side. Oh, gets it hot, gets a swirl on, and then everybody else just comes to a sudden stop behind him. There goes JB there as well. So hopefully everything is running correctly, and it has done. And we're up and running again here this evening. So much love there to the replay screen. It worked as it should do. So I'm more than happy for that one. There we go. Happy days. We've got 14 minutes remaining. Dan Sedgley does look like he's just got a slowdown, unfortunately. So he has dropped down the order. Niels Payne battling away with Gomez. Gomez is on the outside of one. That's going to be an interesting turn if he can make that work. He's got to be looking at trying to get the tight angle for free, because otherwise he's going to be off in a different direction, unfortunately. It is quite a tight corner, and he does need to be able to keep the car on track, because it is quite a tricky corner, is that one. So hopefully from his point of view he manages to hold it, and there we go. They're still battling away nicely here, but Mark Draper is in this front car. Dan Sedgley is in 9th place. Niels Payne, JM Gomez and Jay Corley all mixing it up here. This is a battle for 11th, 12th, 13th. Gomez making his way through, down 5 on where he qualified. Corley's run wide. That's going to allow everybody through. Unfortunately for him, he wants to get that a little bit tighter on that one. Doesn't want to be off that far. With Sam Smith battling away with Carl Hardy. Here for 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th with Callum Regarton and Dan Sedgley. Sedgley's gone wide. He doesn't want to be out that far, because that will not do him any favours. So, from his point of view, Dan Sedgley can get this car back where it should be. But it is Smith, Hardy, McCann, Regarton. Callum Regarton in the Honda. Now that reminds me of the old Renault livery. So there we go. Elliot James is working his way up tonight. He's currently up in 20th place. He's up 11 places already. So I can bring you the gainers and losers this evening so far. So there we go at the top 25, of course. Moraes is up 13 places, Duncan Moraes, and he's doing a stellar job as well. He's in the mix with Kev Eilert. Don't forget, it is a top 20 reverse, so Elliot James, if he can get to 20th and stay there, he will be on pole position, so that'd be good. Wouldn't be Tory cars if there wasn't any bumper rubbing. No, that is exactly true. Unfortunately for me, I come a cropper of that on Monday, which I think you saw, Toxic, to be fair. I ended up in the barrier in race 3. But the less probably said about that, the better. Nobody saw nothing. So JM Gomez is still here now, climbing up to the back of Derek Crowther with Niels Payne behind him. See how these guys manage this cleanly, of course. Kev Eilert, what could Kev do? He's another man in the Honda. I do like the idea of the Honda. Oh, Neil Stevenson. Nearly got round from Elliot James there. There was a little bit of rubbing on the backside of that one, but Mark Draper has got Sam Smith for company. I do like the idea of the Honda, but I don't know what it drives like. So, there we go. Not quite sure what the Honda's like. Maybe Fraser, you can help me out. What is the Honda like? Is it any good? Because I have thought about picking it up, and people keep telling me I should get the Hyundais. I just don't know. I don't know. I think I prefer the Honda. Here we go. Smith and Draper. Smith's got the inside line for turn 1. Draper's going to have the inside if he can hold it. He can't. He can't. Mark Draper in the Audi. lost a place to Sam Smith and has now got Kevin Hardy for company. Peen is battling away with Crowther. They've dropped JM by a little bit, dropped Gomez by a little bit, but even Peen goes in a little bit hot here. And unfortunately for him, Crowther manages to hold on to that place as well. He's battling through the field. Neil Stevenson has got trying to get Kev Eilert and Elliot James. James is currently in 19th, so he will start on the front row. Walters will be on pole position. So Steve Howard is making his move as well. He's trying to get past the inside of Duncan Moraes, which he has done, but overshoots the corner. Went in a little bit hot. That's allowed Moraes back through again. Unfortunately for Steve. Oh! Yeesh! Yeah, you don't want to rejoin like that. That's a bit of a bad one. Sedgley and McCann. Look at this. They're rubbing. Sedgley on the right, McCann on the left. Sedgley's got the inside line. He's going to be on the outside now as they come around turn 12. There is Daniel Sedgley. Oh, he does lose a place to McCann, but he's still creditable ninth for a man that's not driven TCRs for ages. Crowther and Peen coming round. Corley's battling his way through as well. John Brown has somehow managed to end up down that far there. JB Deju's off. He's out. He's got, John Brown's got Littler in front of him at the moment. And he's got Al Brown in front of him. Now, the interesting thing about John that I didn't realise the other day was John actually lives across the road from Dan Mould. And they met by complete mistake. It's a funny old world. Corley's battling away here with Michael Seal. Corley's on the outside for one. Can he bring it in? No, he's not going to be able to. That's going to be Seal through on Corley. Corley, unfortunately, looks like he's having a bit of a bad one. Dudley is entered into the pits. Didn't jump to the pits. He entered in all on his own, did Ryan Dudley. But Crowther and Peen still here. 8 minutes remaining. So, oh, Peen's going to try to cut back. Is he going to get the run out? Can he get the run out of 5? On they go now. Oh, no, 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 no. Elliot James, Neil Stevenson. They've come to contact. Ah. Here we go. Stevenson is the car behind. Did he just lose it on his own, or was there... he went in deep. Then there's the first... Okay. Okay. Not quite as Roger Morton and John Brown look like they've just had a little bit of a ta-ta-ta, and but both men seem to be able to carry on. John is in front, Roger Morton is behind him. Carl Hardy is trying to battle away with Mark Draper in the Audi. Callum Regan's losing a little bit of contact in the Honda. He could be in the clutches of McCann if he's not careful. Sedgley just bouncing that Audi through. One of the good things with that Audi, it does bounce well, trust me, I found out myself. But there has been some great action here early on. Carl Hardy, 6 minutes remaining, is battling away with Mark Draper. Draper's in that Audi. So here we go. Can he get... Carl Hardy's gone. Carl Hardy sent it coming down into 5. There's going to be a slight little bit of rubbing. Is he going to open up the steering and just let Draper know he's not going to get back? He isn't. They're going to be... Is Carl Hardy got it? Side by side, just at the moment. Hardy's got the inside line. Whoa! Sam Smith. That's away. Elliot James trying to come back on through on Neil Stevenson. Contact again from these guys. Got to be a little bit careful. Stevenson and James there. So, slight contact. They've got to be a little bit careful there, though. Because what they don't want to do is be rubbing and then end up ruining each other's races. And then that's just not cricket. Do you know what I mean? It's just not cricket. Of course, there was that incident on lap 2 with JB Deju. There, and Michael Seal, Burns, Stevenson, Eilert, Moraes, all were involved in that one. But it looks like Hardy has cleared Draper now and is making his way off up onto his next target, which is Sam Smith. Callum Regarten is now closing on Mark Draper. Come on, Carl, you pie eater. Oh, and hello, says Russell Cowell. Hello, Carl, Russell, how are you? There is your man, Carl Hardy. He's in 5th place at the moment. Callum Regarten. It does remind you, does anybody remember the old Renault livery in TCRs? I'm going to presume that's what it's actually for, to be fair, is the old Renault livery there for the Honda. It's not really a Renault because we haven't got any, but, you know, hey. John Brown battling away here with Elliot James. No, that's not. That is Andy Littler. Andy Littler and Roger Morton. Spiral by result and safeguard by result. They're all battling away down here for 22nd, 23rd and 24th place. Morton's on the outside, coming round turn 4. He's not going to run around the outside of 5, surely. He's going to try to cut back on Hardy. Didn't make it work that time. Stevenson and James are battling it out for pole position currently. Top 20 reverse, of course. Oh, there's both of them in the Hyundai. Actually, James is in the Honda, sorry. Hyundai versus the Honda. Here for pole position in the next round, in the next race. It's not cricket, it's touring cars. The old Lagunas. Yeah, it was Toxic. Well done, you. Do you remember the 155s, Alphas, and the big Volvo Estates that was racing as well? Mark Draper, here we go. Here's that move from Callum Regarten round the outside of turn 1. Oh, love it. I was in a podcast the other day, Alan McCann now battling up as well to Mark Draper. I did a podcast with a good friend of mine, Alex Goldschmidt, and he asked if you had any amount of money, sky's the limit, one car, one track, where would you put it? So mine was, I love the old World 55 Alphas. I think they're absolutely amazing. I think Callum Regarten's just got a slow down there as well because he has just allowed Mark Draper back through. So my car, if you had any money, car and track, where would you put it? I'd put the 155 on Interlagos with the old 90s touring cars because that just would have been epic, and I love Interlagos as well. Andy Littler, Al Brown, Al's off to the side of the road there. Littler manages to hold on. Fleet's trying to come through as well on this run down into 5. So chat, if you sky's the limit, if you've got all the money in the world, you could have one car, one track. Where would and what would you put on it? So there we go. Carl Fleet has just made 2 places there. Past Al Brown and past Andy Littler. Kev Eilert has unfortunately been off the track. Eilert off here. I think this is going down into turn 5. It is. He's just running deep, isn't he? Yeah. So, see the action. Gary Craig is out in front. It's going to be the white flag for Gary Craig. Oh, no, it's not. Barney's not waving. Barney's just stood there having a night off. So Al Brown still battling away with Andy Littler here. This has been a nice, tidy little battle from these guys because it's down for 24th and 25th place. And they're still battling away. Elliot James now is in pole. Stevenson is on the front row. Back up in the middle, there's Mark Draper with Callum Regarten and Alan McCann. Al Brown is trying to pass Littler, both in the Hyundai Elantra. I like this. Do you know, this is nice, tidy battling here. You know, they're keeping it nice. 40 seconds remaining. Yeah, I do used to watch them at Thruxton. Yeah, the Alpha 155, the Volvo Estates and the Vauxhall. Was it the Vectra? Oh, Mark Draper. Was it? It wasn't the Vectras, was it? It was, oh, what was the Vauxhall car they had? Oh, brain's gone dead. If anybody can let me know in chat what that is. The old Vauxhall that used to be a touring car. I remember the RS500s and the old E30s running. Showing your age there, mate. Chris Barnes, JB Deju. There's been a little bit of a ta-ta-ta. JB a little bit further back, sorry. That was Richard White and Chris Barnes. Cavalier or the Omega? I think it might have been the Omega. I don't think it was the Cavalier. Oh, Richard White. Round you go, son. It's Craig, Gary Craig. Comes across the line, your winner with Dan Mould in second, Arthur Ferdle third, Sam Smith in fourth, Carl Hardy fifth, Callum Reed-Garton behind that, Alan McCann, Mark Draper, Dan Sedgley, Niels Peen, J.M. Gomez, Derek Crowther. Whoa, where's Crowther going? Neil Stevenson is going to come across the line here in 19th place. James Fleet Littler, still Littler battling away here towards the end. Somebody jump on Google. But it is Brown, John Brown coming over the line in currently 21st. Roger Morton in 22nd. Carl Fleet in 23rd with Littler behind him. Brown, Barnes, White there as well. Richard White. Donington Park and the old Renault 5. Blimey. Everybody's showing their age. Right. Heat 1 results. Here we go. So your winner is Gary Craig, and he led from start to finish there as well. Dan Mould in second, Arthur Ferdle third, Sam Smith fourth, Carl Hardy fifth, Alan McCann sixth, Mark Draper seventh, Daniel Sedgley eighth, J.M. Gomez ninth, Derek Crowther 10th, Michael Seal 11th, Duncan Moraes in 12th, Jay Corley 13th, Steve Howard 14th there, Karen, for your boy. Craig Waters in 15th, Kevin Eilert 16th, and Neil Stevenson in 17th place. Elliot James 18th, John Brown 19th. Roger Morton's going to start on pole in 20th place. Oh, going to be interesting to see how that goes. Carl Fleet 21st, Andy Littler 22nd, Al Brown 23rd, Chris Barnes 24th, Callum Reed-Garden 25th, Richard White 26th, and Niels Peen 27th place. JB Deju 28th, Ryan Dudley 29th, and Scott Malcolm there in 30th place. So we are going into a brief little 5-minute warm-up. What's going on, James? Not a lot. I'm sitting here watching amazing touring cars at Magny Cours. You had the Cavalier and the Astra. I think it might have been the Astra. Cars. So Zonda R at Imola. If you've never YouTubed it, pure car heaven. Maybe. The question in chat was, if you had any car, no cap on money, what car, what track combination? Man, I was hoping Red Bull went with black white this year, but it looks like they're sticking with the same old livery. I haven't actually seen their car release, to be fair. Is it any good? I'm guessing they can't do a lot with the regulations, so I'm guessing it pretty much looks like the old one. So, race 1, won by Gary Craig. Just quickly keep the results on the screen for you for 2 seconds. Craig, as we get up to the top, that might be handy. There we go. Craig, Mould, and Thurdle were your top 3 in race 1. So race 2 is going to kick off very, very shortly. They are in a brief little bit of a warm-up, 2.5 minutes remaining. So there we go. The car looks the same as last year's, apart from a slight difference to side pods. Oh. TVR Cigaris at Alton Park. Oh, nice, Dan. Oh, you did one, mate. 9th place. Sorry, I had a stroke while typing. I was hoping they went back to a white livery. Oh, okay. Carl Lukeman, I was a few minutes behind, but it was the Vauxhall Carlton, wasn't it? Oh, a great advice just in time for the start. Come on, Dan. Smashed it. Thank you very much, mate. I'll take credit for that. And I don't even... Dan, it's only because I've been in them on a Monday for the RLTC. What was that Vauxhall? I swear I'm going to have to Google. I'm Googling it now, boys, as we speak, and ladies. Vauxhall touring car 90s. What was it? It was the Vectra. in the Masterfit livery. Does anybody, the Masterfit Vectra, apparently. So we were all wrong. What did we have? There was quite a lot, wasn't there? But we were all wrong. Cavalier, Omega, Astro. It was the Vectra. Cavalier or Vectra. It was the Vectra. They were in the Masterfit livery for the touring cars in the 90s. Yeah, and there was also the Cavalier in 1994 BTCC. So there was a bit of everything, really. But it looks like the Vectra was the kind of the main beam. James, can you create a poll in chat for should this track be dug up and turned into a council estate? Who knew a Vauxhall would be the topic of talk? Well, Fraser, you know, when you confused the commentator, weren't entirely sure, but yeah. There's a lot of big names at the back there is going into this. Callum, I do agree with you. I'm not loving this as a touring car circuit. You know, you guys are doing amazing as always, but I'm not loving that. So I'm not loving this circuit. I've got to be honest. But yeah, so I might have to Google the Red Bull car though, Conway, because I haven't actually seen it yet. So there we go. It's okay. Dudley drives a Vectra. I mean Saab. I think it's going to be interesting how Morton's going to cope with 20th place. To be honest, he's got to get off the grid. He's got to get off the grid, right? And he's got a lot of pressure on his hands here, currently at the moment. So I think from his point of view, it's going to be amazing. John was half cut when selecting calendar. Yeah, I'm not sure about this circuit. I'm not sure about it as a touring car. Do you know what I think would be good? Would be an all-British touring car season. You know, Donington, Brands Hatch, Snetterton. Oh, that would be incredible. Knockhill, you know, full like 6-race calendar of just pure touring car action. That would be, yeah, that would be amazing. Right. Race 2 grid is up and ready. We do have Roger Morton in first, John Brown second, Elliot James third, Neil Stevenson fourth, Kev Eilert fifth, Craig Waters sixth, Steve Howard seventh, Jay Corley eighth, Duncan Moraes ninth, Michael Seal 10th, Derek Carver 11th, J.M. Gomez is in 12th place. Daniel Sedgley 13th, Mark Draper 14th, Alan McCann 15th, Carl Hardy 16th, Sam Smith 17th, Arthur Furdo 18th, Dan Mould 19th, Gary Craig down in 20th, Carl Fleet 21st, Andy Littler 22nd, 23rd Al Brown, Chris Barnes in 24th. Callum Regarten 25th, Richard White 26th, Niels Peen 27th, JB Deju, Ryan Dudley and Scott Malcolm. And now the reason I'm going to clear off this one very, very quickly is the lights are on. Roger Morton's going now, 5 lights are on. Cal Morton get it off the line. Can he get it off the line with green? Green here for race 2 at Magny Cours. And it is John Brown, pipped Morton. Oh, that is Andy Littler, isn't it? Andy Littler, that's one of the results cars going down the, oh my God, blimey, there's a lot going on. Hold on, there's lots going on. Callum Regarten is down the field. There's somebody in the grass. Carl Fleet is in there, and Alan McCann's over there, and nobody's where they're supposed to be apart from Ryan Dudley, who's going in a freeway battle on the run down into turn 5 here with Callum Regarten on the left, and behind that is Al Brown. So much happening. Steve Howard in 6th place here. I'm going to have to jump on the chopper. There's so much going on. Fertel's off, right? We know that. Fertel's off. He went off lap 1, turn 1. Right, White, Smith, Fertel and Fleet are all in the pits. Okay? So Moraes has just made his way through. Oh, Sedgley! Oh, Dan Sedgley got a double tap from Steve Howard and managed to keep it on track there. Mark Draper has got he's got Kev Eilert, in front of him. So there's so much going on. But here we go now. There is Mark Draper. Duncan Moraes has just gone past Stephen Howard. Whoa, there's contact behind. That is Michael Seal. That was Seal running wide in turn 1. Dan Mould is in the mix just for good health. He's battling away with Carl Hardy. Gary Craig is up 4. JB Deju is up 11. Fair play, son. Daniel Sedgley's up 6. Oh, as we go jumping in the Audi. That's with Duncan Moraes in front of us currently at the moment. Jay Corley is down in 18th. He's battling JB Deju. So he's battling Deju here as he goes into turn 1. So let's bring you up the gainers and losers because there's been a lot. Right, Brown and James are up 1, Morton's down 2. Then we've got Walters 1, Moraes 3, Sedgley's up 6 with Draper 5. Deju's up 11, Garton's up 6, mind you, and Dudley's at 9. Go on, Ryan Dudley. Callum Garton in 19th place currently, but Neil Stevenson and Elliot James are literally nose to tail up here for 2nd and 3rd place. Sorry, John Brown and Elliot James are battling their way through as they're coming into turn 8 and 9. This is a battle for the lead, of course. Can John hold this? Elliot James, is he going to hold that? He did. He had that Honda spinning there, pure Tokyo drift style. Craig Waters is up the back end of Roger Morton at the moment. J.M. Gomez is in the mix. He's battling away with Carl Hardy. They're side by side with Michael Seal and Kev Eilert. All in this little pocket of a battle here. Michael Seal's in front, Kev Eilert's behind him, Carl Hardy's behind that. And then we've got Derek Crowther and Dan Mould. They're nose to tail from Blade Designs and SRL. They've also got JB Deju and Jay Corley for company, while Callum Garton's on the outside currently of Gary Craig. So, there we go. Hopefully you didn't just hear me sneeze then. I did think I muted the mic, but I'm hoping I've got a funny feeling that didn't quite work in time. And you may have just heard me sneeze, which I do apologise for, considering my mic should have cut off, but it probably didn't. I got a funny feeling. So if it didn't and you heard me sneeze, I apologise for that. But there we go, live TV. And when you've got to sneeze, you've got to sneeze. You can't stop it. I tried. Mark Draper here battling away with Michael Seal. Michael Seal just opens up the steering. Draper's off. He's got J.M. Gomez for company as Seal. Running down into turn 5. Oh, up front. Elliot James has got that car sideways again with Neil Stevenson. Sounded like someone's VTEC was kicking in. You're fine. Oh, thanks, Russell. I don't feel so bad now. Dan Mould's going to come racing down towards us. Kev Eilert and Derek Crowther. They've just got underneath us there. Here we go. There is Dan. UK touring season would be heaven. Bless you. Bless you. Bless you. Thank you, guys. I'm sorry. That moment you press your mute button on your stream deck and realise it didn't actually do anything. Carl Hardy, J.M. Gomez are battling away here with currently they are down in 9th and 10th. Duncan Moraes and Daniel Sedgley. Sedgley's gone up the inside of Moraes into 14. So Sedgley's now got that Audi in 5th with Moraes and Howard behind him. So Sedgley's doing well here. So let's see, can he hold this now? That's going to be the problem. Sedgley's going to go in deep. Moraes is going to try and come around the outside. It's not going to work. You're going to lose 2 places there. Kev Eilert behind him with Dan Mould. Mould is up 6 places, mind you. Davey Deju up 12. Battling with Callum Garton. Oh, Michael Seal! Ryan Dudley, Neil Peen. That was unfortunate. Seal is still going. And your leader, your winner from race 1 was caught up in that as well. Gary Craig. The turn 17. Oh, no. Let's have a look back and see here where Gary Craig gets caught up in this. Craig's there with Reed Garton. So Reed Garton goes wide. Seal, oh, the slightest of touches. Gary Craig, it was a matter of inches. And you just couldn't find that extra inch to get away from that trouble of down into basically all the way down now in 22nd place. J.M. Gomez trying to run the outside of Carl Hardy here. Don't know if that's going to work. He's got Roger Morton in front of him. Can JM hold it? But they are coming down through 12 and 13 currently. No, it was Carl Hardy's corner. Harewood's off. Harewood is off. I think he's going to call it a day. Here from Steve Harewood. He has called it a day and has jumped to the pits. Elliot James, Dan Mould battling away. Dan's just got past him. Callum Regarton in the middle there. What an absolute barnstorming race this is. And we've got 12 and a half minutes left of it. So John Brown, Neil Stevenson up front. And then we've got 4 seconds back to Craig Waters, who's got Dan Sedgley for company. Moraes is behind that with Carl Hardy, Roger Morton side by side. This is a battle of teammates, so I'm hoping this doesn't go silly. Yeesh, it might go, oh, no it doesn't. Jay Corley in the mix with Mark Draper and Callum Regarton. Regarton there, battling away nicely, down in 14th, 15th, respectively. Craig Waters, Dan Sedgley's going to try and go around the outside of 5. I don't think that's going to work. He's got to look at getting on the power and cut back though. Oh, Hardy and Morton. Now it's brought everybody in. Elliot James again. Round, it's gone off now. But look at this battle here. We're going to have to go on board the JPB chopper. Oh, Crowther's going to lose out. I think Crowther has lost out in that one. Dan Mould is now up into 9th for Carl Hardy and Roger Morton in front of him currently. John Brown is still battling Neil Stevenson round 12, 13th and up into coming round turn 14. Craig Waters still got Sedgley behind him and Moraes for company. And then we've got a 3.7 second gap to JM going to Gomez and Morton and Hardy and Mould. So stay tuned because it's going to get spicy. Morton's got in deep. That's allowed Mould through. Hardy through. Is Crowther going to try and get through as well here? On lap 5, 10 minutes remaining. Crowther on the right, Morton on the left. Morton on the right, Crowther on the left, sorry. I think I was half expecting the cameras to change angle then, and they just kind of didn't on me. So by the time I finished realising I was saying, I got my left and right sucked up, ran the wrong way. There goes Sedgley past us with Moraes behind him and Waters in front of him. That's Steve Howard coming out of the pits. He's going to have to be a little bit careful. He is going to be rejoining in front of this Mould, Hardy, Gomez battle. So hopefully Howard will not won't try and race their way through. We've seen it earlier on, of course, in one of the other series there, Backmarket getting involved. Not ideal. Actually, to be honest with you, as a commentator now, more than a driver, because I do commentate more than I drive, that's one of my little pet kind of thing, that if you are a back marker and you are racing on your own, there's no need to get involved. Do you know what I mean? And that's kind of one of my little things. I don't know. Certain things that can annoy people, and that's one of mine. So, oh, Sedgley's got bullied out there. He unfortunately come to contact with Waters, and now Sedgley has lost that position to Moraes. I'm sure Sedgley will try and come back at him. Mould is trying to make the inside of Gomez. Gomez a tough cookie, mind you. It's not going to go easily. I love the fact that Gomez has got a QR code on his bonnet. I think that's absolutely incredible. Here we go. Mould's now trying to make the move now as they're going round 14, which is called Chateau d'Air. Isn't that Castle of Water, if I'm not mistaken? Moraes is battling away with Sedgley. Isn't it water? Sure it is. Oh, Sedgley. Whoa, that's going to be a slow down, Mr. Dan. It is. He's only going to lose a position to Steve Howard, which is a back marker, so that's fine. He didn't lose any positions on track. He just unfortunately gave himself a slowdown. Carl Hardy's lost a position to Dan Mould. I'm sure he's not going to be looking to give that up easily. 8 minutes remaining here. Callum Regarton and JB Deju battling away. That you've got Mark Draper in the Audi in front of them. And then Gary Craig and Andy Littler are back at it again after coming into contact in turn 15. So, yeah. That's where we're at, 70. Gary Craig go round the inside here, and he's got the job done on Littler. Moraes is still just cleared Walters. I don't think Walters is going to give this up easily, though. Steve Howard is in the mix, but don't forget he is the back marker out of the 4. Oh, Moraes has gone wide. Went in too deep into 1. He's going to come out battling with Walters on the right, Moraes on the left. This is going to allow Sedgley to close back up, as this guy's coming round turn 12 and 13. Walters in the front. Looks like Steve Howard has unfortunately been involved in his own another incident. Whoa, contact. Here comes Sedgley. Oh no. Sedgley and Moraes are side by side. They're on the run down into turn 15. Sedgley has got the inside line. Moraes has got to rescind that. He has done. And now Sedgley does make it through the final chicane without getting a slowdown this time around. Callum Regarton in the background battling day, JB. Regarton is now going to be looking to try to get it down into turn 1. Regarton on the right, JB on the left. JB's like off track, like off track, isn't he? I've not tested the track limits here, but is that not off? Like 4 wheels over the white line? Just saying. Moraes is now just about to get overtaken by Dan Mould. Of course, we know how quick Mould is on his own right. He's quick, but he's, you know, he's a quick cookie. He's going to find it tough, hopefully, a little bit against Sedgley. But JB Deju now does lose the position to Callum Regarton. Surely that's got, no, it's safe, really? Does it make me weird if I love this track? A little bit, Robert, I'm not going to lie. Russell Kell, no, it's safe. Really? Blimey. So far off track. It's the only way to get through it at the right pace. Well, maybe that could be where I was going wrong in my TCR event I did it, the TCR race I did when I was practicing to come and see what this track was like, and I wasn't that far over, I've got to be honest. So that could be why I only finished second. You know what I mean? Hardy has got Gomez battling away here. Sedgley has now got to try and hold on with Mould. I'm not quite sure how he's going to hold on here. There's Mould as we peek through the wing of Daniel Sedgley. And there is Sedgley in the Audi. Whoa. I got to look at this. Surely it's off. 4 wheels over the white line, right? No? Clearly not. Not here at Magny Cours. If you did that at the Red Bull ring, that'd be an off track all day. Oh, Sedgley's got a slide on. Here we go. Sedgley has got Walters in front. Look at the battle here. This is what Dan Mould sees. Where's he going to go? Where's he going to go? You can't force that gap. Oh, they're going to... No, Mould's trying to switch back. Oh, we're on the outside now. Here we go, they're 3 wide. 3 wide running through this tricky section. Mould on the right, Walters in the middle, Sedgley in the pink and blue. And it is Dan Sedgley who comes through up into 3rd place. Craig Walters behind that with Dan Mould behind that. Douglas Moraes, Carl Hardy. Carl Hardy's trying to run round the outside of turn 9. Not going to work this time. Craig Walters is not going to let Mould through. 3 minutes left on the clock. God, these tracks go so fast. These races go so fast here. You get off tracks for being on the track at Red Bull Ring. I know. That's absolutely true. You can even look at a curb and you're like, nah, off track. Oh, Mould's got tightened up. Walters has run wide. Here we go on this race down now, down into 15. Dan Mould, is he going to do it? No. Walters is going to hold it again. Walters has got this train. If he makes one mistake, he's done. One mistake. Dan Sedgley there, well impressed with him. You can thank me later for the tip on the old pedals, Dan. But that's what I mean. This is why it's so inconsistent in this simulator of off-tracks. 1 minute you can do that at turn 1 in Magny Cours, you do that in the Red Bull ring and you're off and you've got to slow down. It's just, you know. This is Kev Eilert battling away here. He's got Chris Barnes in front of him as well. Craig Waters still got Dan Mould on the outside. Oh, no. It's not going to work, Dan. If Waters comes across and takes your nose off now, that's it. Waters is on the left, Mould's on the right. Mould's got the outside line. Waters has got the in. Oh, they're going to... Oh, they did it. They did it. They did it. Waters come out on top. Moraes has gone through on Mould. That little bit of a mistake going round 9, and he's now lost that position. Unfortunately for Mould, he's going to come back. Moraes, got to get your elbows out, son. Oh, Moraes on the left, Mould on the right-hand side, battling it through down turn 12. Side by side, Hardy said, I want some, thank you very much. Oh, Moraes looks like he's the man holding the chocolate cake and everybody else is trying to catch him at a birthday party. Look at that. He's got a train of 4 behind him. Anybody want some cake, go and see Moraes. But Mould is trying to get hold of Waters here as well. He needs to almost hook a tow rope on him. This is close action. Oh, Hardy, Moraes. Tokyo Drift style, JB. Oh, JM Gomez. Oh, no. Crowd was off. Ah, crowd was off. White flag lap. Craig Waters still holding on for Dan Mould. Derek Crowther's now put himself under pressure from Reed Garton and Mark Draper. Moraes and Gomez here as well. And then Waters in the mix just for good health. Waters, is he going to hang on to this 4th place, or is Mould going to literally pressurise the hell out of him on the final lap of the race here? Oh, open up the steering. Oh, he's not going to do it. Waters, is this it? Is this the moment Mould makes it through? That is it. Is he? Is Waters going to send? No, I thought Waters might have sent it up on the inside of him. Moraes and Gomez. They've lost a little bit of time now, but John Brown is still out in front in the Hyundai. With still Stevenson trying to come at him on the final lap. But I believe it's going to be John Brown, which is going to be absolutely incredible for John. So pleased for the guy. So there you go. What tip on pedals? For the Audi. The Audi hasn't got any clutch, has it? So I got told the other day in the Audis, because I drive the Audi in a TCR league, right? And they told me if you hold the pedals at 20%, and then when the lights go, you lift off the brake and feather the throttle in, and the Audi grips, and then it takes away. You don't get no wheel spin. John Brown is your victor in the feature race, race 2. Neil Stevenson in 2nd. Dan Sedgley coming across the line in 3rd place. Yeah, buddy. Dan Mould 4th, of course. Craig Waters is in 5th. Good fun. Carl Hardy coming across. J.M. Gomez behind that as well. Douglas Moraes, Callum Regarton, Mark Draper. Oh, stellar job here. JB Deju. Everybody's come over the line. Yeah, so there we go. Sounds like all my races. Have you seen what they are on about doing in all Motorsport UK tracks? Any part of the tyre that goes over the curb edge or white line will result in a penalty. The thing is, right, what they should do here at any track, and tell me if I'm wrong, is you almost want to, like, when you design the track, is you almost want to stick a 1 metre line outside of the white line, right? And if you've got 4 wheels over that 1 metre line on the outside, it's an off track. Right, so they stick a line around the outside of the track and they just expand it a metre or even 30 centimetres. It's an off track. It's got to be all day. Right, John Brown is in 1st place. Neil Stevenson in 2nd. Dan Sedgley 3rd. Dan Mould 4th. Craig Waters 5th, Carl Hardy 6th, JM Gomez 7th, Duncan Moraes 8th, Mark Draper 9th, Derek Crowther 10th, JB Deju in 11th, Roger Morton 12th, Chris Barnes 13th, Gary Craig 14th, Kev Eilert 15th, Al Brown 16th, Jay Corley down in 17th place. Didn't see much of him throughout that race. Andy Littler in 18th, Alan McCann 19th, Callum Reed Garton in 20th, Steve Howard 21st, Michael Seal 22nd, Richard White 23rd, Elliot James 24th, Ryan Dudley 25th, Niels Peen 26th, and Sam Smith down in 27th, Carl Fleet 28th, and poor Arthur Ferdle, lap 1, turn 1, terminated, unfortunately for Arthur there. So there we go. Unfortunately for him, it was not a good second race considering. Good racing, guys. Going to whip Dudley and get him doing more. Don't whip him. It's a bit unfair. Poor little Dudley. What's he done to you? But I tell you what, John Brown winning that is absolutely amazing. I think John deserves a good old medal. However, not so much love on the track, but, you know, I think the medal for being there, and Dan Sedgley in third was incredibly happy. Yeah, don't worry, Scott. I didn't give him, you know, any mad advice on it, but I just said to him about the fact that I only found out the other day, on Monday, after I'd driven the Audi for a week, mind you, that the Audi doesn't have a clutch. And he went, oh, I just found out before quali. And he said, I have no idea how to get it off the line. I said, well, hold the throttle, brake and throttle down at 20%, and then push the pedal. So there we go. Right, guys, we're going to go and get some interviews going. We've got John Brown, of course, which is expected here. John coming into the booth to join me. So let's have a chat with your feature race winner from the front, Mr. Brown. Good evening. How are you?
I'm very happy. Can't take all credit for that. It was my mess up in the first race that led to Matt winning the second, I feel. But yeah, I'll take it. Beggars can't be choosers, eh?
Mate, don't tell anyone. You know what I mean? Just say you did it. You were there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think eventually everybody passed me in that first race, so they knew.
Yeah, I think it was definitely an interest. The first race was just chaos.
Yeah.
And I normally write notes down as the race goes on, but I literally did just put chaos at the top of the page because it was just incredible.
It's so hard to follow closely, especially on that sort of right with the long sweeping left afterwards, because you can't see, if you're close enough, you can't see the right-hand curb, and if you hit it wrong, then you end up getting a slowdown, and like I did, and then I was on a bit of curb, and my car just spun, just the back end just got really loose. That's what happened in the first race.
Yeah, it's an interesting circuit, this, isn't it? Now, this isn't everyone's cup of tea. You know, Callum Regarden was in chat saying, James, please start a poll that requests that Magny Cours gets dug up and turned into a council estate. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
what?
That's all he was saying throughout the race. So.
Yeah, you know, what was the thinking with Magny Cours? Because it's just not your typical TCR event, your TCR track, is it?
Well, there was a few of us picking tracks at the beginning of, pre-season, and it was just decided we'd give it a go because it looked like it might be similar to a Snetterton or something like that. But it was when I didn't buy the track until the beginning of this week, and I got on it and I thought, Jesus, that is a narrow track. But of course, by then it was too late. So I don't do officials, so I had no chance to. I didn't really do anything because it was officials the week before, I think, there, wasn't it? So I thought there would be a lot of people with a lot of practice.
No.
But no. Everybody seemed to buy it tonight.
Yeah, and not a lot of love, got to be honest.
No.
I'm just trying to correct something. My iRacing's gone a bit weird here. Excuse me 2 seconds, guys. Yeah, not a lot of love for the circuit, but, you know, it's done and dusted now, isn't it? There's nothing we can do. We've got that one over and done with. On to the next one. On to the next one.
Yes, yeah. So, what is the next one? Do you know what the next one is?
Yeah, of course I do. It's Watkins Glen. It's Watkins Glen International with the boot.
Yeah, I do like Watkins Glen. It's fast, it's close, it's drafty. it always leads to some good close racing. So I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
I haven't done it in a long time, but yeah, hopefully that will be good.
Yeah, it should be a good one there as well.
Yeah.
But John, look, well done on your victory in your feature race, buddy. And I look forward to catching up with you soon, no doubt.
Yeah. Cheers, James.
No worries.
Catch you some other time.
Yeah. Anyone you want to give a shout out to, John, before you go?
Well, I would say Neil for not killing me. He's a good driver, and there was a couple of times there where I think he could have pushed a bit of an advantage, and maybe we would have had an incident, or I would have taken myself off. But no, he kept a cool head, and I think he was happy with the P2. So.
Awesome stuff, John.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I look forward
Cheers,
to chatting to you soon, buddy. You take care.
Cheers, mate. See you.
Bye. Right, let's have a chat with Neil Stevenson, who's just jumped into the booth. I apologise if you're staring at a black screen, but as you saw, my iRacing did something rather funky, and I've just had to shut it down. I'm not entirely sure what it was doing, but it was a grey screen randomly across my page there. Neil, welcome into the booth, buddy. How are you?
Oh, good, thank you.
Second place. It's not a bad run.
No, that's good.
You were battling away well with Elliot James in the first race as well, weren't you?
Yeah, bit of a nudge at the first race, and I went backwards, but one of them things.
Backwards, in a way, Neil, led to your second place in the next race.
Well, yeah,
It's a double-edged sword, isn't it? Overall. So, you're happy, Neil?
Yeah, good. Yeah, I enjoyed that. Got to slow down on the gravel though. Obviously John got away from me, and I caught him back up in the end. But it was just being canny and not doing something stupid.
Yeah, I think that's good. That was definitely the trick at this circuit, wasn't it? You know, you seem to be able to be quite lax with the off tracks and stuff here. So, you know, I think from that point of view, it was a good overall evening. So onwards and upwards to Watkins Glen, Neil. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's a track I like. Should be interesting.
Awesome stuff, Neil. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before you leave the booth this evening?
Yourself, obviously John and Dan for putting the league on, and all the lads in the SRL.
Awesome stuff. Well, Neil, thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next week.
Okay.
Take care, mate. Bye.
Bye.
Right, do we bring in Dan Mould or Gary Craig? I'll tell you what, let's have a chat here when my computer decides it wants to work, with Mr. Dan Mould, who up 15 places in the feature race, you know, second in race one. Absolutely incredible evening of racing. Welcome in, Dan. How are you, bud?
I'm all right now. I've got my wine. I'm happy.
Oh, thanks, mate. How did you get that so quick? Like, you know what I mean? Who did you signal to?
No one. It's literally, I just did a quick lap at the house.
Oh, nice. Well, I didn't quite get that luxury, but there we go. I'm sitting here drinking a coffee, and you're there down in a glass of wine.
Yes.
Happy days, though. Not bad evening, mate, is it really? Second in race one, you know, fourth in race two, and up 15 places. It was an incredible race.
It was, and I was very, I was just saying to Gary in the room, I was raging on Thursday when I bought the track because I just could not connect with the track at all. And I only felt like I was, we'll say connected on lap 2 of the first race, and then it just clicked. But then Gary was too far up, got round Arthur, and then it was so hard to catch him. I was knocking, 0.1 off of me, 0.2 off of me there, but he stayed consistent, and then he gained it back on myself. So I was looking forward to race 2. Didn't realise how hard it would be to pass around there, but it is difficult to pass.
It's quite a tight track, isn't it? I know.
Yeah, it is.
John looked at it, thought it would be a good one, and I've had Callum Regarton saying, please put a pole up and turn it into a council estate. So, he's clearly not happy about it. And I don't know. I drove it this week, right? Purely because obviously, driving Mondays, didn't we? You know what I mean? In the same series. And I'm not exactly, Mr. Flash Gordon in the Audi. So I thought, right, take it round here. Me and my little lowly IR, I did all right. I finished second, but I just couldn't get on with the track. I just don't know if it's a TCR track, Dan. I've got to be honest. It's not my. It's my Marmite. I don't like it.
I was the same. I thought the exact same on Thursday. But I feel the lads have said they've actually enjoyed the track around here. It's the hairpins. They just, they tie. One of them keeps going and going and going. You got to really hold it. But there are some really exciting sweeping corners that you can take a lot of the off track on. I don't think people realise tonight how much of the track you can go off, and it's still the racing line. In the second race, there was a few lads who were breaking hard for one of the corners. And I was like, you don't need to brake here at all, or it just dab slightly, and I almost ploughed in the back of one of them.
Yeah. We had that chat saying that, we had that chat like I've got more than one person in the booth with me, but I had that chat with the YouTube chat. We were discussing the off tracks. I was saying, like, I was watching JB and he was like all the way to the right hand side, over the white line, over the curb going down into turn one. And I'm like, is that not an off track? But then we talked about the Red Bull where you sneeze close to a curb and you get an off track. It's just, is that inconsistency that something needs to be done, do you think? Because ridiculously, 4 wheels over the white line, over the curb, and still holding on to a position seems a little bit unfair to me.
Yeah, but when you go into an iRacing session, if you click on the rules tab, it tells you on each corner where you can go. So I think it's the second to last turn on Red Bull. You can do the same as you can do on the straight here. You can go over. You can take all 4 wheels off the curb and over the white bit of the curb. So you're off the red curb basically. As long as your wheels don't go over the right side, the white curb, you're fine. But each corner seems to be different, especially on Red Bull. I was the same. I didn't realise how much of the track you could go off until I watched Naviz's lap on Thursday. I was like, wow. And I still think there's even more you could probably do.
Do you know, I love the fact that you presume that I read rules. It's like a man reading instructions, Dan. It just don't happen. You know what I mean? I look at them and I just go, yeah, that looks cool. You know what I mean?
But that's why you gain time, though.
Oh, I know. I'll read Okayama for us on Monday, Dan, and I'll let you know what it says. But look, buddy, it's been a pleasure to talk to you. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before you leave the booth this evening?
The audience, yourself, John Brown for the race 2 win. Big congrats to him. And to Gary, epic pace tonight. Good lad as well. Really, really good racer. And, everybody else who's involved in the SRL.
Awesome stuff. Well, you take care, mate, and I'll look forward to catching you on track on Monday.
Yes, sir. Can't wait. Thank you very much.
Take care.
See you later.
Bye. Right, let's bring in Gary. Now, Gary was your winner in race 1, and he missed getting away from an incident in race 2 by inches. It was so close, Gary, that you nearly made it out of that incident. I
did. I made it out. Do you know what's got me? What got me was the blue cone on pit exit, and it got stuck under my car for 2 laps. Well, that's what happened.
Yeah, the thing is, do you know where you got spun on turn 16? You literally it was 2 inches away from that car, and you would have missed that incident. You wouldn't have even got touched, but you were just 2 inches too close. And as he come round again, he's just tagged your back end and put you round, and it was a matter of inches, sir. Matter of inches.
Yeah, that was some quite aggressive dives going on. It happens though.
Yeah, that's TCR racing though, isn't it, overall? And at the end of the day, that's what we're expecting from a great TCR series, But a victory in race 1, that's let's focus on the positives. A victory in race 1, that weren't a bad start to the evening, Overall, how would you sum up your night of racing?
Oh, I mean, that was great. This is the first week where I've actually had a bit of practice with the track because the officials were here. Whereas every time so far with the media days, I've literally turned up for the hour beforehand, and that's been all the practice I've had. So this is the first week where I've got a bit prep. So I was surprised to be as far in front as I was on pace. I know Dan kind of nailed it early on in race 1 and kind of got on the same pace. But yeah, I was a little surprised by that, but enjoyed it a lot. Again, it was just keeping my head down and not making mistakes in that first one.
Well, that was the important thing, wasn't it? It was just trying to not making mistakes. Now, we had discussions about off tracks. Well, I said I had discussions, like I'm talking to myself up here, but obviously we had, YouTube chat were involved and we were talking about off tracks and it does seem like, and I've just chatted to Dan about it, you can go very wide at this circuit, but then we're going on to Watkins Glen. next week. How is, or in 2 weeks' time, sorry. How is that for you at Watkins? Are you a Watkins lover?
I love Watkins. I've loved Magny Cours. I love Watkins. I've not driven Watkins for a year or two, actually, but I do love it when I go there. So I'm fingers crossed I'll find some pace there.
Did you just say you love Magny Cours?
I really enjoyed this track. Like last week was the first time I'd ever driven it at all in anything, and I just clicked with it. It's a real driver's track, and it's real technical, and you've got to take some kind of risk every lap, especially getting the rear just sliding in those that tight left fast hairpin, and it's just really, really rewarding to drive. As you say, the off tracks, but it's so rewarding driving right to the edge of that slowdown every lap and carrying the speed, because that's where the lap time is.
Well, there you go, Callum Regarton. You're clearly doing something wrong. He was in YouTube chat requesting us to stick a poll up that they turn the track into a council estate. So clearly he wasn't happy. But Gary, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before you leave the booth this evening?
Yeah, you guys for putting the broadcast on, and all the guys who organised the league. And well done to Dan there. I know he nailed it in race 1. He kind of got right on the pace, and he was on it from there on. And so that was he kept me under pressure and just forced me not to make a mistake. So well done to Dan. You had a great night there.
Awesome stuff. Well, Gary, thank you so much for joining me. And maybe I'll look forward to having a chat with you at Watkins.
Great, thanks.
Take care. Well, there you go, guys. I do apologise for the black screen. As you all saw, my iRacing brought up a really weird grey screen that I've never seen before. But then again, every now and then I do get these weird screens that appear on here. So thank you so much for sticking by. If you are still here, much appreciated to everybody that's joined me this evening. We've had a great time in chat. Scott Malcolm, before he was saying about setting them up. Scott, I'm really not that clever. I just knew how to get it off the line. That was about it. Dan, I owe you a beer. Thank you so much, mate. Toxic Munchkin, got it right this time. Thank you so much, Russell Cowell, for joining me. Who else? Robert Stoughton has been in chat. Fraser Garrity, you did jump in the booth, mate. We didn't have a chat. Cranny Car, which is Jake Cranstone. Thank you so much as well for jumping in. Conway Critty as well. And anybody else? Carl Lukeman, again, joining the discussion with the Vauxhalls earlier on. We did decide it was the Vectra there that did the 1990s touring cars. So much love to you. Thank you so much all for joining me. So that's it, guys, for this week. We are back in 2 weeks' time for another TCR event from Watkins Glen. Now, I am just going to check that I've got a funny feeling next week we are kicking off with the GR86 fun race. We are. GR86 fun race from Okayama next Friday. So tune in for that one, because that's going to be incredible. When will you be organising the UK Touring Car League? Well, Phil, I really don't get time for organising anything at this moment in time. So maybe that's a organiser of a league somewhere who wants to do a TCR league, maybe a TCR British touring car season. That would be absolutely amazing. But guys, thank you so much for joining me and sticking by me, and much love to everybody here as well. All that's left for me to say, guys, as always, don't forget to subscribe, turn on the bells, give the video a thumbs up, but also take care, have a great week, and you never know, I might see you on the track sometime. Good night.